Welcome back. This is Kevin with Everglades Canine Academy. Today I'm with Sunny, and we are at a dog park, and we are just sitting in my trunk. And I'm going to give you a little view in a minute of what we're looking at, and we'll kind of get into what I'm trying to do today with Sunny. I want him to stay in the trunk. He really wants to jump down. He sees other dogs right now, so I have other dogs in my view. No. I'm going to start correcting him if he wants to jump down. So go ahead and everybody take a look. So here we are. We have some dogs over here with some sitting with their owners, and there are some larger dogs in that dog park. But really, what I want to do right now, good boy, taking food. What my goal is to actually just sit here with him for a little bit. So, like, if you guys are working with reactive dogs, we want to take them somewhere where they can be around other dogs to try to get over their reactions. But don't underestimate just arriving and then making them sit in one spot for a while. Typically, I like using my trunk. All right. Or it can just be outside of your car. I mean, obviously, I have a nice trunk to sit in, but um, don't underestimate the power of like doing nothing with your dog. All right. I just want Sunny to observe. He, right when we got here, it took me a minute to set up. He's actually calmed down like 60%. But right when I got here, he was crying, trying to jump over the seats. I have him strapped in and everything, but he was like trying to get over the seats, under the seats. He saw these other dogs and he was, no, sit, good. Even then he wants to like jump down and he wants to go run across the fence. So basically my goal today is to, we will eventually start walking along the dog fence. But right now, I just want Sunny to observe. There are some large dogs running just about 30 or 40 feet over there. That's what he's looking at right now. Let me see if I can go ahead and give you the view. Hey, no. See, right when I move, he wants to move as well. So here we go. If you guys can see that dog over there running, hopefully you can. It's probably kind of small on screen, but it's no, it's far enough away that he's not completely reacting, but good boy. But he can see them. All right. And we have another dog squeaking a toy over there. Here we go. Let's give you that shot again. Here we go. If you guys can see these dogs running over there, there's a dog drinking, there's a dog running that way. We have dogs walking right over here. There we go. Now they're getting into it, throwing it. I love when owners start participating with their dogs because I'm trying to use their dogs to train my dog. So go. Good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. You gonna relax a little bit? Hmm? Let's see if we can get. No. See, he wants to. He's so quick, man. This dog is like lightning. So if I'm not like on him with the correction, he'll just jump off. And I do have him on leash, but he'll jump off and try to run. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to use a little bit of. I'm going to actually give him the down command. We've been practicing for days and days, but he's really used to the lure, and he's like really distracted. So I don't know if I want to put him in a down right now. That's what I was thinking about, but and the reason why I don't want to put him in a down is because I don't think he'll hold it. And we know that good dog training has to stem from success. Obviously, we're going to say no and we're going to implement corrections when we have to. But here we go. We have more dogs walking that way. You can see how reactive he wants to be, or he's just curious. I wouldn't even call this like reactive. He's just like ready to look at other dogs. And I can even, so like sometimes when like there's another dog walking, No. Hey, you leave it. Very good. Right? I don't want him staring too hard at other dogs. Okay. So we have a friendly pedestrian walking by right now, and I'm gonna hold the leash a little bit so he doesn't get out. Hi.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Well, that's a Shiba Inu.
It is a Shiba Inu.
I don't ever see him that color.
Yeah, this one's he's a pretty dog, I will say. That's great. Hey, see, there we go. Yeah, I am a little bit quick to correct him. So we just had a lovely pedestrian walk by. She has a little white dog. Um, and Sunny was actually pretty good right there. I don't know if you can see her. She came right up to the walking path because there's a walking path right here. And Sunny was interested, but he didn't really want to jump down until I moved. So that's a good boy. You want a little? Are you gonna take a little kibble? Yeah, that's a good boy. What if I put kibble down here? So I'm also using food to try to reward. Here you go. Look at that. Good boy. Right now, it's also I kind of skimped his breakfast today. It's a little bit later in the morning, but I did kind of give him just a small breakfast because I want him hungry, you guys. You want to think that, if your dog's not paying attention to you because they're so distracted over other dogs, you need to create value for your dog. Okay, now my system, I've created value through the use of food. So I started busting out food. We have dogs running around, but now he's more interested in what I have, which is food. Here we go. Look at that. And now he's not so concerned about other dogs. He's mostly concerned about just feeding, right? That's a good boy. Here we go. Here's another one. And you will be able to create a nice tight bond with your dog if they are relying on you for what they want. Okay, so it's very clear that like now that I started feeding him, he wants food. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give him food. Um, and I'm actually rewarding him for just engaging with me, just being with me. Are you such a good boy? All right. This is why the power of training with food can be undeniable. Now, I'm not saying that food will fix everything for your dog, but it is a really good place to start. The goal is to eventually not have to feed the dog and reward the dog for everything good that they do. And even then, I don't reward him with food for everything good that he does, but it does help. It does help with the association of value and giving the dog options of what they want to choose to be considered valuable, right? Like most dogs will be, even some dogs that are really reactive will still be hungry, but they'll choose to bark and lunge at other dogs over food just because of that's what they find valuable in the moment. And um, the more that we can incentivize a dog to consider what we have valuable, the easier the training can be. Okay, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg, really. Good boy. I am really glad he's taking food. All right. So, what I want to do now is, here we go. Good boy. So, what's happening? Let me just paint a picture for you behind the camera. Um, about 20 feet away, maybe a little more than 20 feet, maybe 30 feet away. I'm sitting in front of the small dog park, which I'm actually going to graduate him to sit outside the larger dog park because larger dogs trigger Sonny more. But what's happening is somebody's like throwing a ball or a stick with their dog, and as the dog is running, Sonny's looking, but then he's checking back in with me with food, and that's what I want. I'm starting to get him to understand about like scanning and not fixating on one thing. That's a good boy. So with him being hungry, it's really actually kind of nice because it really helps him. So he's looking good boy. He's looking back at me. Then I reward him. Okay, good. Are you a good boy? This is the type of behavior you want to start seeing because eventually we want to get to the point where we can walk on the same sidewalk right by somebody, no matter what kind of dog that they have, and he just checks back in with the handler. right? That's what we want. So food will kind of help that process. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'm gonna start creating distance from him. So I want him to stay in the trunk, and I'm gonna kind of get up and start moving away from him and making him hold his position in the trunk. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. Good boy. No, he wants to jump down really bad, but we're not gonna let him. Okay, so I'm gonna backing away a little bit. There we go. You guys can see my torso, but not my head. That's all right. Good boy. I'm going to return to him and see if I can feed him. So now you can start to see a different behavior. Right now that I'm like not really sitting with him, he's not taking food. He's really just concerned about jumping out of this Jeep right now. He's really ready to get out. But even then I don't want him coming out because of how excited he is. All right. So see how he's looking? No, he's looking down at the ground. I'm even going to correct him for looking down at the ground because when he looks down, that means he's wanting to jump. Okay. When he looks down at the ground, that means he wants to jump. This is actually really good right now. No, good boy. And that's another thing that I want you owners to start realizing is you can correct the dog before they even make the action. Most of the time people are correcting their dog after they've done something, but if you notice your dog is about to do something you don't want to do, like for example, just as easy as he wants to jump down, I want him to stay in. When he starts looking at the ground, before he even jumps, when he starts looking at the ground, I will mildly correct that and try to get him to redirect back to me. All right, so that's another pro tip for you guys. This is really big if you're trying to keep your dog off the furniture. You don't have to wait until they actually jump on the couch. You can actually correct them when they're walking up to the couch and looking at where they're going to jump. That's when I actually start correcting and I use my body and spatial pressure to move them out of the area. We might have a big doggy walking by, which is kind of nice. I actually wouldn't mind to see Sunny deal with that while sitting in the trunk. And the whole idea is that we want to give him the permission to leave the vehicle. Okay? All right. So like I said, you guys, don't underestimate the power of doing nothing with your dog. Get them into a relaxed state. Now, Sonny being a Shiba, will he ever relax? I don't really know. I mean, he's pretty amped up all the time, but we're gonna try, right? I'm not gonna fuel his drive with scooch over, bud. I want to sit back down. Come on, right here. Good. Sit. I'm not gonna fuel his drive by, you know, letting him out of the car and immediately walking the fence line where these other dogs are. I mean, he'd probably go ballistic at that point. All right. So we just take our time. Take your time. You know, take your time. Oh, here we go. We got a little dog that noticed us that's barking at the fence line. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna kind of. I'm actually gonna move you guys into frame. We're gonna kind of go. I'm gonna let him out of the trunk. We're gonna go to where the big dogs are, and I'm gonna stand on the fence line over there. I found a really nice spot the other day, so you guys can walk with me. This might be a little bit of a longer video, but all I have is time. You know, that's how you kind of want to think with dog training, man. You really want to take your time. People are so quick to get results that they start missing steps. You know, they just want results so bad, they start missing steps. But it's really important just to take your time with it. That was honestly the hard thing that I had to learn as a young trainer. You know, people hire me to do a job, and I was so stressed out about trying to get them the results that they need with reactivity. But really what it is. It's just slowing down and taking your time, and then repeating that process day after day after day. You know. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Sunny out of the trunk, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna carry the camera with me. And once again, you guys, I don't really cut and edit my videos, so if they're a little boring, I apologize. Um, you just have to sit here and listen to me monologue. But one of the reasons why I don't like to cut and edit my videos is because I don't want to give you the impression that there's a lot of things happening off screen, right? So, like so many videos I see, people will have a dog that's reactive, it'll cut to the next frame, and then that dog is like walking right next to other dogs, you know? And I'm sure that the trainers are doing a great job behind the scenes, but I kind of want to see what they're doing. You know, I kind of want to see how they're handling it. And another thing that's really funny, especially now with like social media and YouTube, is that basically everybody's like selling an online training package. They're like, look at this dog. He's reactive. It cuts to the next scene. They're like, now look at this dog. He's a perfect dog. Sign up for my classes and give me money. And it's always just like so frustrating because I'm like, I'm sure you're a great dog trainer, but like, you know, where's the education? I mean, like, I think a lot of people are afraid to kind of explain what they're doing because they don't want to give away their secrets, but there's no secret. There's no secret to behavior modification. It's exposing the dog, working threshold with the dog, so not getting them too close until they're ready, and then having some sort of value system where you can reward them for good behavior and repeating that over and over again. So, you know, even when and like I get it, we all need to make money, and I don't want to knock other trainers for their hustle. Even me, I thought about like trying to make some online video lessons and selling that, but like once your videos kind of just turn into promotion for your brand, I just get kind of skeptical because you know I don't want to have to. You know, I want there to be some education. You know, so I'm taking it old school with YouTube. This is old school YouTube right now. There's no fancy editing. Show me the work, trainers. Show me the work, and I believe in you too. The proof is there. You're showing me a dog that's reactive, and then the next clip you're showing me a dog that can walk right by other dogs. That's great. Um, you know, I guess some trainers you'll just have to pay for it. You know, it makes them look really good. I'm not gonna lie. Even sometimes me as a trainer, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to sign up just to see what these videos are showing. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, you already know what's happening. They're just taking the time to train the dog, and then they're showing the final result, and then they're telling you to click the link in their bio to go ahead and get you to sign up. So so what we're gonna do is it's relatively quiet today at the dog park. It's not that hot out, so um, but you know, Sonny's not doing that bad right now. He's just kind of chilling in the back of the car. This is the stage that I want to get him to. I also feel very relaxed right now. When we first got here, he was like really quick to want to of the jump out of the trunk, but now I feel like I can throw my leash. I can kind of sit here, and he's just he's listening really well. Other dogs are barking in the background. I don't know if you can hear them or not, um but this is a good save. Let's see if he'll take more food. You want more food, buddy? It's a good boy. Oh yeah, eat it, eat it. Oh, he's so distracted. Even like a plastic bag of trash. Please pick up your trash, everybody. But a plastic bag blew by, and he was like, "What was that?" Here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Food. Good boy. Um, this is what I deem success. I mean, there's dogs like literally right at the fence line right here running around, and he's really just focusing on me right now. So what I'm gonna do is I wonder if I start walking along the fence line if he's gonna start being reactive. So I'm gonna actually point the camera in the direction that I'm looking, and I'm gonna start kind of walking him in this open field, and I'm gonna see if other dogs will run by. So let's see if I can get a good camera angle here. Let's see, I need to move out of the way to see if I can see it. Looks pretty good. Yes, good boy. So now I have him out of the trunk. I'm gonna kind of walk over. So this part of the dog park is where the big dogs are. All right, and we'll see if any dogs come to the fence line. I'm just gonna casually walk him. Hopefully, I'm still in frame, guys. I know I'm kind of far away, and hopefully my lapel mic is working today. The other day it wasn't working, and no one could hear me. Even someone commented on my video, "You should get a microphone." All right. So here we go. There's some dogs in the distance right there. They notice me. Hey, good. Sunny's just sniffing. Might be a little warm for the dogs. They might be trying to just cool down a little bit. See a cute little boxer and a shepherd mix over there. But all in all, pretty quiet day. I'm gonna get right up on the fence line and just look at these dogs. What do you see over there, Sunny? Let's see if we can just do a little bit of obedience training. Let's see if he'll take food. Sunny, come. So he doesn't want to come. Yeah, nose on the ground. Sunny needs massive obedience work. I only have him for a week this time, so it's been mostly just trying to expose him to other dogs. Um, but clearly he does need help with his obedience training. For example, he didn't even want to come to me when I called him. Come. Yes. There we go. And not taking food either. So that's the power of value. He finds it more valuable to be sniffing around and looking at other dogs and stuff. There we go. Let's see. Maybe I can ask this dude. This dude looks he's throwing the ball with his dog. Maybe I can ask him to throw it towards the fence line. Let's see. I might ask my friend to throw the ball towards the fence line a little bit. But we'll see. Everybody looks like the dogs are kind of chilling. Yeah, slow day today. Slow day at the dog park. Sit. Just work a little bit of sit. Good boy. There we go. He's throwing that ball good now. Hopefully my lapel is still working. That's great. Now looks like people are getting ready to leave. I feel like it becomes really hot here in Southwest Florida. But this is not good. Yes, good boy. I'm gonna free him. I'm gonna let him walk around a little bit. Other dogs are looking at us. I'm gonna kind of come back in view here to make sure my video is still running. Dude, you were surfing with that bulldog? That was cool, man. Here we go. Now we have some smaller dogs over here running. There we go. Sunny's looking at a dog over there. So you guys remember, we love utilizing dog parks, but if your dog is reactive, I recommend not going inside the dog park. I recommend staying on the outside of the dog park and working the fence line a little bit. All right, working the fence line with your dog. I will admit that today wasn't really that action packed. I was kind of hoping for some more dogs, but it heats up really quickly here in Florida. Let me see if I can ask this guy if he'll throw the ball towards the fence. Sonny, leave it. Good boy. Good boy. And I'm not even going to try to give him food rewards because I think he's too distracted. He's looking at some of these small dogs over here playing with their owners. If you guys do get a new dog, a lot of times people run into trouble because they adopt a dog from a shelter or they get a dog from a breeder, and they're like, especially here in Florida, there's really not a lot of places where you can let your dog off leash and run. And the first thing they do is they take them immediately to the dog park and let them go. And I have seen people get into fights with other people because their dogs are kind of reactive towards each other, and it's kind of stressful. I recommend when you get a dog, don't go immediately inside the fences. Just walk around and see how reactive your dog is. All right. And we actually have some people exiting the dog park right now that have some larger dogs. They're a little bit further away, but we can kind of train Sonny a little bit. We got to take advantage of everything that we have right now. All right. One of them's off leash, so that always makes me a little nervous, but he seemed like a friendly bulldog. Okay, so here we go. He's looking. Sonny, leave it. No. There we go. A little pop on the collar. Good. There we go. So we have some friendly guests that are walking by a little bit. How's it going? Good. It's a beautiful boxer. No. No. Okay, so here we go. We got a little reaction from Sonny. I'm just going to do some light corrections, nothing crazy. Sonny, leave it. There we go. Good. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. And I'm going to create a little distance from him. It's a gorgeous dog, man. I love boxers. She is. All right, 2 in April. Love that.
She's the only native Floridian in the family.
Yeah, that's great. Same with my dog. No, sit. This is not my dog though. This is my client's dog. We're just working some reactivity out of him. At least trying, right? Oh yeah.
Golden Paws had a 8-week puppy training program.
Yep.
They got her.
Yeah, Golden Paws. Big shout out to Golden Paws. They're great.
Not that she's perfect, but she's a equal member of the family.
Love that. Yeah. Yeah. It's like with the right dog, it can work, but sometimes with a dog that's reactive, that gets a little difficult. But she seems really well tempered. She's nice.
Named her after our favorite musician. Her name's Buffett.
But oh, a couple parrot heads. I love it. All right. Well, back to Margaritaville.
Yeah, we just got off of Margaritaville cruise.
Dude, rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. He was a legend. I'm a son of a sailor, so I know. Thank you, guys. Pretty good reaction right there. Our friends got a little close. Good boy. No, Sonny, sit. Good. Yes. Good boy. We got to love when we have good interactions with the public. They had their dog on leash. They came over. They sat with us for a little bit. Talked about Jimmy Buffett. The dogs didn't react to each other. They were about like 20 feet apart. But not bad. Sonny didn't bark, lunge. As they were approaching, I just kind of gave him a couple quick corrections, and it did snap him out of it well enough to where I felt satisfied. So all in all, I feel like Sonny had some success. I can still see that, the reactivity is going to take some time to work through. This is something that I'm going to help the owners with day in and day out um, as the year goes on. So we're going to go ahead and end the video there. I want to thank you for tuning in. And remember, when you guys are going to a dog park, if you're not sure if your dog is reactive, just chill on the outside of the fences until you're ready to actually go in, until your dog has had enough experiences. And when we talk about socialization, we're talking about the dog being neutral, not the dog being friendly with people and other dogs, but the dog being neutral to people and dogs. That is a well socialized dog. Is neutrality is what we're looking for. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, just leave comments below or whatever. I'll do my best to answer them. A little bit more of a lower interaction today than I was looking for, but you never know what's going to happen when you walk outside. So you got to take it as it is. And we will see you guys on the next video. Come on, let's go, Sonny.